mean, if you're a sophisticated listener, you might be hearing some of these terms and understanding it, but not all of it. And it can get complicated very quickly. And what I really like about your reports are you try to make it as simple as possible for the reader to understand what biological age is and how chronological age and intrinsic and extrinsic. I definitely would love to talk to you about the rate of aging and that the study that you did, and that's the one that you're most excited about. I will say from my point of view, what really resonated with me is you do see a lot of people that feel that their lifestyle and how tough they were on their health, and maybe they weren't as cognizant about nutrients and being proactive. They think, well, I'm screwed now because I haven't done the things that I needed to do. But now with the rate of aging and the pace of aging, that's not necessarily so. So let's dive into that, Hannah, and explain to the listener what's so phenomenal about the pace and rate of aging.
You're exactly right. So maybe just to compare overarching biological ages, like you mentioned, the intrinsic and extrinsic, those can be frustrating to a lot of people because those, may be influxed or increased, and everyone's like, why is this happening? I'm doing everything right. And really, those are an accumulation of how you've been aging across your entire lifetime, from your inception up until now. I actually have called them your historical based aging processes. So they're limited in the fact that if you have a biological age that's even older or younger than your chronological age, you don't know when that happened. That's just basically like compounded interest over time. You know that the net overall is decreased or increased, which is still great and still very informative and important to know. However, with the DunedinPACE, it tells you at this very moment in time, are you doing the right things or are you not doing the right things? And do you need to edit that protocol? So again, the DunedinPACE is a metric. It's more of like a speedometer. So that report will come out as a number between 0.6 and 1.4. 1.4 would mean you're aging 40% faster, because kind of the average is the 1. And then 0.6 would mean you're aging 40% slower compared to the cohort. And the way that this study was created, or I should say this algorithm was created, is very, very unique. They took a cohort named the Dunedin cohort, and it is named that because it was a study done in Dunedin, New Zealand. That's why it's called that funky name. And they took about 1,037 babies, newborns, that were born in 1972 and 1973. So it's just a birth cohort, and birth cohorts aren't unique. However, this one is very unique in the fact that they measured this group until they are 52 years old. Today, they're still measuring them now, and they have a 96% retention rate. So 96% of the original study members are still in this study, and that is an excellent retention rate. I think you're very lucky in the States if you get like a 60% retention rate, just because people aren't participating as much or, following up and really, really caring about their health, to be quite honest. So back to the study, what they did at 4 different time points is they took a lot of blood-based values. They took a lot of, your CBC, your complete blood count values, and some other lab values as well. And they were able to look at all of these unique data points and how they changed as the group aged. And with all of that data, we use some bioinformatic analyses. It's called elastic net regression modeling system to create that predictor, that 0.6 to 1.4. And then we realized by running different analyses and validation studies that it is the most predictive out of any of those epigenetic age clocks that have been created. And it's the most predictive of outcomes. I know you've seen the graphs, Dr. Rosen, but the faster DunedinPACE that you have, the more cognitive decline, the weaker your grip strength, the worse your balance is. You even have a facial appearance of looking older as well. So they were able to kind of compare the 10 slowest, the 10 middle, and the 10 fastest aging DunedinPACE cohort members. And they're all the same age chronologically. Remember, they were all born in the same year, but they look drastically different. So the people who have a faster pace of aging, they look almost 10 to 20 years younger compared to the people who have the slower pace of aging. So it is really related to all of these outcomes. And of course, I bet you would agree, and everyone listening, is everyone wants better quality of life-based metrics. I don't know anyone who would, choose to have poorer quality of life-based metrics.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing with me that. And it was the first time that I used your lab was on myself, and I was quite honest, disappointed with my results because I was one that had always taken good care of myself. And then when I turned 50, I really feel like I hit the wall. It was a big,
Mhm.
decelerant. But my value was 0.87, and you sort of talked me off the ledge, and I felt a little bit better about it. But now I'm going to be showcasing with all the things that I'm going to be doing, with following what's out there, with also following with what I know, my own pace. So I'm excited to see those follow-up